I'm Marle. This channel exists to connect gamers to MMOs they'll love. In this series, I play an old-school, non-instance group-based, refreshingly deep MMORPG called Arelith. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more MMO content. In the last episode, we created a character in Arelith and ventured towards Gal. We arrive on a boat. You can hear the wind wisp in the bay, and the soundtrack is inviting yet daunting. Take a listen. See adventuring bonus in the text? Every 5 minutes, your character earns additional experience from a special pool that can be filled by completing quests, exploring new areas, or defeating new types of foes. See the quick flash of items? When you hit tab, you see all the interactable objects, including mobs. It becomes important later, so keep it in mind. Watch what happens. This is good game design. Instead of explicitly telling me to speak with the Dockmaster, the game hints that we should speak with him by placing his character in front of us, yet not on the boat, with a torch to help grab our attention. The dialogue is superbly written, yet I won't spoil it for you here. It's worth reading because it provides hints, yet not solutions to problems you'll need to overcome while adventuring in Scal. See the floating text? Remember it, because it becomes painfully important in a later episode. Moreover, notice that I'm walking? That's because Arelith is a role-playing server. Note, to the 50% of gamers that just lost their interest, keep with me. You do not have to write like the 16th century Shakespearean playwright. You could simply play as the Lone Ranger archetype, never talk to anyone, and grind away with the defense, if questioned, that you're patrolling an area. Obviously, this is technically against the spirit of Arelith, yet for those of you who are new, potentially uncomfortable, or intimidated by role-playing, it is not difficult, and you'll see how I do it in an easy, inviting, and simple way in the next episode. Notice that I also disarm my weapon. I do this for the same reason, although Skaljard, the town we're in, has more lax rules than cities in the mainland. As I speak with wine, listen to the ambient sound. The wooden windmill crackles against the pressure of the blowing winds, and the biting wisp of the tundra zip past our freezing ears. I use the radio menu to set my hotbar. Spell swords have tons of fun toys to play with, and we'll explore them in depth throughout the series. By the way, you'll want to turn all of these settings on by default, which will make looting much more quick. While veterans of Arelith can correct me in the comments, there are no auto-looting mechanics akin to Black Desert Online or Guild Wars 2, so each mob needs to be manually looted. See the eyelash button under my character's portrait? I select to rest because, as a wizard, there is no mana pool. You have to choose how many spells per rest you can cast. You can also see that my selected spells on the top left are gray and thus are not usable. Moreover, rest also explores your HP and rest meter. Once it's been completed, I can now use those abilities, but there's more to resting, which you'll soon see. I equip my longsword and walk into a granary. It can't be that dangerous, can it? Wait and see. Take note of what happens. What did you notice? First, darkness matters in Arelith. My moon elf, ironically, is practically blind. There's a solution to this you'll soon see. Secondly, hear the rat noises? Sound design here is superb. There's a reason why we can barely make out the mammalian snickers. The spell I casted earlier is Imbue Weapon, which adds magical damage to each successful melee attack. There's more involved than that, yet we'll explore its nuances when they become important. I also summon my familiar, whose combative prowess you'll soon see. Also, remember the adventuring bonus feature? Since this is a new area, 50 experience is added to our pool. I cast a few defensive spells, yet I'm still blind. I realize I have a torch in my backpack, so I equip it in my offhand. I climb a ladder, and what happens? Will I be able to defeat a gang of rats? Watch to find out. Did you notice that my familiar didn't follow me up the ladder? Perhaps veterans of Arelith can let me know why it didn't automatically fly up a level, yet I used a fetch command to bring it up. After I slay my first rat, I'm given additional adventuring experience. Moreover, attacks of opportunity are free attacks given when certain conditions are met. In this case, a rat came into my combat range, which granted me a free swing. However, when I cast Color Spray, it granted each rat an attack of opportunity and required me to pass a concentration check, which is a class skill shown in the previous episode. Damaged, I used a healing kit to restore some hit points, which was another skill I invested in. It was at that time I realized my familiar wasn't in the melee with me, so I fetched her. See the green spray after Mara damaged the rat? That's one benefit of the dragon. I'm not entirely sure what the poison does yet, although it's presumably on the wiki or a veteran can comment. After bravely sending a few rodent souls to the underworld, I began to loot. See how the hide was automatically looted? That's because of the setting toggled before. I still have to manually loot the tails and meat, yet remember them for now because they become important later. What do you notice? You cannot see what's behind a door until your character has visual access. I love this because it reduces the amount of metagaming possible. I realize this is a preferential comment, yet details like limiting the game world to what your character knows is a basic component of the allure of Arelith. Also, I realize that I have an ability that enables me to possess my familiar. Watch! Notice that the lighting adjusted based on what the dragon could see. Instead of my toon, these little details help ground the experience. I climb the ladder down and see that there's a basement level. What's down there? Listen to the sound design. I know the area is dangerous because I cannot rest. I hear someone looting bins, yet I can't see anyone. What's going on? I drink some water and eat some food, then fetch my familiar. What's behind this door? More rats! My only spell available is Magic Missile, but I fail the concentration check, and 2 rats land back-to-back hits against my toon. You can tell Arelith is hard. Classic EverQuest hard. Can my familiar defeat them alone?
Someone heal me?
Each round, my character takes additional damage. I believe after -10, she dies. However, somehow she stabilizes, but will it matter? Take note of what is happening right now. Some foes will not beat you to death, whereas others will, similar to Kenshi. This can be used to your advantage while adventuring. I recover and stand up. I so appreciate the quality of the animations. When not in combat, heal always restores at least 20 hit points, so I use it to recover to full. I tried to cast Magic Missile on the rat, but because my character cannot see it, I'm unable to. It matters little because my recompense is manifested by a critical strike that could have killed 3 rats in one fell swoop. I walk outside the room and rest, but what happens?
I'll put you in.
Remember that I said there would be more to resting? Yes, you can be ambushed while resting, so you need to be careful when and where you use it. However, notice in this fight that we're moving around. Arelith mimics the dance of combat in a chaotically tactical way. Moving to a certain position could be the difference between life and death, so you need to be very careful how you engage, especially in melee. I open the curtains and run down a hallway. Veterans of Arelith, notice anything obviously wrong that I forgot to do? I hinted at this in the last episode. Let us know in the comments. Remember the highlight button? I'm pushing tab to see if my character can see the mobs that helps me parse the danger in the room. I turn the corner and notice a werecat with a pack of dire rats. I'm fully buffed with an entire kit of spells, so I should be good, right? Watch and see. Well, it only took 2 hits to learn that this creature is too difficult right now. I run away 1 hit away from death with the werecat hot on my heels. I am so close to refuge. But a rat jumps out of the shadows and knocks me unconscious. What's gonna happen? Watch the next episode to find out. Thanks for watching.